Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another tropical update here by Adrian the Forecast. I do apologize for the very late video. I was actually at the pool all day, and I couldn't post at my regular time. So I do apologize for those people who are waiting for my 11:30 or 12 p.m. update. But we're going to be talking about the tropics here in the Pacific and the Atlantic. We do have two invests in each part of the ocean. We have one in the Eastern Pacific and one in the Northern Atlantic here. They could very well possibly maybe be named storms. One could be subtropical and one could be a landfall in the Central America area. So this is going to be a tropical update on all these areas. We're going to be focusing on where they can go, also where they can strengthen, who can be impacted, and if these can be named. If we do actually have this system in the Atlantic to form, it actually will make history in making the fastest recorded time of 3 named storms ever. So if it does form right now or even tomorrow, we could make history. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, of course. Also, please hit the post notification icon so you get notified as soon as I post a video. But without further ado, let's get in this video. So as we now look into the Eastern Pacific, here we have a 80% chance now from now on to the next 5 days, we have a 80% chance for cyclonic formation. And as you see, we have a very small circle here where this could form. So this could very form to a tropical storm or something very, very soon. And it could possibly affect Guatemala and even parts of southern Mexico. So we actually have an 80% chance. It was actually a 70% chance earlier today. And now as this Invest 92L is now at a 40% chance from the next 5 days. So it was actually a 60% chance earlier on today. So it has gone down, but would not doubt that chances go up. I really, in my opinion, I don't necessarily think this will be a tropical storm. I don't really, in my opinion, think this will be named. But I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm not saying there's not a possibility. I'm just saying I think there's a bigger percentage that this might not be named. But also Invest 91E, sorry, this also has a possibility to become maybe a tropical storm or maybe subtropical storm. So as we now look at the feature radar here for both of these systems here, so let's go ahead and check out Invest 91E first. So here we have this low pressure system off the coast. It's bringing flooding rains of ready for parts of El Salvador, Guatemala, and even parts of Mexico. And we have Invest 92L right here, of course, bringing in that heavy rain for parts of the Northern Atlantic. That's going to fall apart very soon. That's exactly why I'm saying this probably won't be a named storm, in my opinion. The intensity guidance don't really show that as much, but I really don't see this becoming a named storm. And look at this here, 1,006 millibars. Invest 91E can make landfall within the next 24 hours to 30 hours for parts of Central America and can bring flooding rains. As we now look at the satellite imagery, let's go and check out Invest 92L on satellite imagery. As you see, it's very unorganized. As you see, it's not really anything. It's not really a good look to it, really. As you see, this thing doesn't even look like an invest, in my opinion. This isn't just like a couple rain showers in the Atlantic, in my opinion. This thing is really not organized whatsoever. I really don't, honestly, really, even Invest 91E looks way better looking there. So now let's go ahead and check out let's go check out Invest 92L. So actually check out Invest 91E satellite imagery really quickly so you guys can actually see exactly how organized Invest 91E. Now Invest 91E, this one looks a lot more organized and a lot more like a invest compared to Invest 92L in the Atlantic. So this is the Eastern Pacific off the coast of Central America. So I'm actually pause it right here where we can actually see it. So here we have Guatemala right here, or Guatemala, southern Mexico, parts near El Salvador, and here it is right here, Invest 91E. It is very organized, as you see this. It has a couple pop-up thunderstorms moving into the areas, and actually inland into the Central America area. But we have the main invest right there, and it has this 5-day circle here for potential development here. So this could very well possibly become a tropical storm, maybe not too far from now. So also, let's go ahead and check out this. So as you see, this is the Invest 92 model tracks here. So we're back at the Atlantic. So as you see, this might even not make landfall. It was expected to make landfall in parts of Canada, but only like a couple models show it. They're gonna show it like this. But really, the other 50% of all their models are going to show it going far, far in the northern Atlantic, and it's going to fall apart awfully soon. So as of right now, it's a 50-50 chance for having impact on Canada. And even if it does make impact there, it's going to be just not even a disturbance. We have very cold waters in those areas. Remember, it's getting all the way up to the Canada area by the end of May. As we now look at the Invest 92L model intensity guidance, as you see, like I said, I don't see this becoming a tropical storm, but the new update does show it actually becoming a potential tropical storm within the next 48 hours. But the only thing is, the National Hurricane Center decreased the possibility, or 20% chance, from this morning to now, and this is a new update, so it's complete opposite here. Really, so could possibly come. So as you see, there's a 50-50 chance this thing can either become really nothing whatsoever, or you see the other 50% of the models are showing it just going down, so actually weakening, but the other 50% of the models are actually showing a decent, maybe weak tropical storm, but weakening immediately. And some models show it getting close to a tropical storm force winds, but weakening right after. So just like Invest 91E, it's 50-50 for either being a named storm. The same thing as well here. As we now look at the Invest 91 track here, as it is gonna, all the models do showing it making landfall at Guatemala, or all the models that are showing it making the landfall are showing landfall for Guatemala, which is of course this country right here, south of Mexico. And some models, only a Hawaiian model shows it not making landfall, but up to 90% of the models here are showing it making landfall in the next 24 hours. And the thing will be a really fast-moving system, so it's going to be really heading to Guatemala and then going to more into southern Mexico there. So, a very fast-moving system, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. So this thing is going to kind of be like that, really. So this could possibly maybe make a landfall, or will definitely make a landfall in my opinion. But the only thing is, only model is showing this becoming a tropical storm likely next 30 hours. But models do show it taking a very long time. As you see, the models are going to eventually show it becoming a tropical storm, but very far out, almost 168 hours out, which is extremely far out. So really, this intensity, guys, is really all over the place in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and check out the 10-meter winds here. So in the next 6 hours here, we have really around 25 knots, really with Invest 92L. So this is 92L. And then this is 91E right here. So as you see, we have one system in the Atlantic and one in the Eastern Pacific right now. So both oceans are starting to fire up a little bit. As you see, this could be landfall in the next 30 hours, really. And that could continue to bring some strong winds. But with Invest 92L, this going to be weakening. So I do not see the whole potential Cristobal system, really. In my opinion, in the next 6 hours here, we have a decent vorticity signature with Invest 92L. It's not impressive, really. We've seen a lot bigger vorticity signatures for Invest, and then we also have a decent vorticity signature for the for Invest 91E. As you see, it has way better vorticity signature compared to Invest 92L. So I do see the Eastern Pacific one being possibly a bigger possibility of becoming a system. And last thing we'll be looking at is the SST. So very favorable conditions for the Eastern Pacific and not so much for Invest 92L. We're having cooler waters. I know it's not even 2 degrees below average, but still these waters in general, in this general area at this time of year, they're kind of cool. So if you put this cool waters and take a degree below, it's still going to be very, not too favorable. But for the Eastern Pacific right here, where we have Invest 91L, very, very favorable conditions out here. Let's go check out the wind shear really quickly. Actually, that's the wrong one. I want to check out the wind shear. Let's go check out the wind shear right here. So as you see, we are seeing very little shear taking over in the areas right here. Very little shear in the Eastern Pacific where Invest 91L is, 91E, sorry, and then also not too much shear for Invest 92L, but some shear will actually take it over. So we have no shear taking over the Invest 91E, though. We have very little shear surrounding Central America and the whole parts of Eastern Pacific. So basically, in conclusion, Invest 91E has possibly maybe a bigger potential Hope you guys enjoyed the video though, and bye guys.